Hello, lovely people. I'm going to try not to say lots of today. I'm going to pause instead and think about what I'm saying. Didn't say it. The reason why is because my last video about church, when I was on the train, I was going like between nearly every sentence. That's because I don't really plan these videos. I know what I want to say, but I haven't like written it down. It's not scripted. So, and I don't want to edit it. So, you know, don't. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to talk today about my career, as they like to call it, because sorry, no, because my baby. I'm gonna put it on silent for a second so it doesn't distract me. Or quickly, it looks like someone's trying to have a conversation. Quick, 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 quick. There we go. So yeah, career path. A lot of people always ask me what I do, you know, what I'm doing, what my plan is, so on and so forth. And from well, my career path stuff, my kind of academics have never been straightforward because of the fact that I just don't really like reading. I don't really like academics, to be honest. Not out of laziness, but I keep saying it, not out of laziness, but rather because I'm not really interested. I don't know how to explain. I'm just not really interested in academics. I hate reading. I only read when I know that there's going to be a major benefit to the reading. Yeah, and even though you're probably thinking, well, doing a course, isn't there a major benefit to reading? Only if you're actually interested in doing what you're reading, if that makes sense. So I know there's some parts of your course that you have to read that you're probably never going to use, and to be honest with you, I come across a lot of that whenever I was like dealing with academics. I just wasn't really interested. I don't know, just not really interested. Um, so for example, secondary school revision exams, I just don't do it really. Secondary school, past secondary school, but because I was too mischievous in sixth form and I almost got kicked out of sixth form, I went to Nigeria for a year. And while I was in Nigeria for a year, I was meant to do A levels, but the people in Nigeria, in the school that I was at, they just were a bit extra and they made us do some next thing. So I came back to the country when I was 18 without A levels. Then I went to uni doing what's called a CMed course, which is a A level equivalent before I did my law degree. So it's like, I haven't got like a straightforward GCSE A levels. Mine's all like discombobulated and just like, oh gosh, you know. Because in Nigeria, I did get some grades. I did get some kind of qualification. What it is, I don't really know. I've never really looked at it. I mean, qualifications really make no difference to me, so I've never been fussed. Because I've always been somebody who has vision to do things outside of conventional employment. So, for example, running my own kind of business. So therefore, I've never really been too focused on my own academic achievement. I prefer to learn what I need to learn, and when the exam comes, whatever in it, I'm not really bothered. It sounds really bad, and I pray that God just helps me to like change my mindset so that I can be excellent in all things. But so currently, I've just technically finished my LPC, but I actually haven't finished it. Kind of organizing my lectures and my course to spread my exams out more because I had some retakes. Because December last year, okay, actually, for those who don't know, I'm a director in a company called The Right Life, and it's just a media platform that we're building to promote the right way of living, to promote the right things, and to bring people closer to God, both um, in a spiritual sense and also to the will of God for their lives. So to build them in areas of spirituality, to build them mentally, to build them academically, to build them, to help their well-beings and health as well as everything else. And it launched January 2000 this year, 2010. The website launched. So November, December, I was mad busy with planning it. I remember the 2 weeks that I stayed up and I built the site. I built the site myself. It's therightlife.co.uk, and I built the site myself, by God's grace. And I spent like 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks just building the site. I had built it already from September, October, but then I decided I wanted to change it, so I did it all over again. And so I practically wasn't really in uni for summer, November, December time. And my exams were like in January. So obviously January came, I'd missed like 2 months of uni. Not literally not in at all, but I wasn't in enough basically. Like when they tell you at uni, if you want to pass, you have to come in. They're not lying. They're telling the truth. Um, so my January exams, I didn't do very well. I had to retake some, and the woman, my tutor, told me that I can spread my exams over 5 years. Now, most people who do the LPC don't do that, because when you do your LPC, you do it because you want to become a solicitor straight away. You want to get a training contract straight away. Um, Unfortunately, or not, well, not unfortunately, but particularly, I have no particular interest in becoming a solicitor. Why are you doing the course, you ask? I'm doing it out of obedience to God and my mum, to be honest with you. No one knows. If I'm being practically honest, not that I have no interest in it, but I'm the kind of person that when I put my mind to something, I have an interest in it. If I decide if it's beneficial, I have an interest in it. If you gave me, my nose, let me blow my nose. Oh, I can't. Oh, man, I can't do this on camera. Don't worry. Actually, I'm gonna do it off lights. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Have a look at my light for a second. This is really bad. No, I'm not gonna edit it out. I'm gonna leave it in there. Oh, it's still itching me. Oh my gosh. There's nothing in there. It's just like the other side of this is just itching, and I'm not gonna go put my nose and itch it. I'm not gonna do it. I know some people are laughing at me now, but I'm not gonna do it. So anyway, as I was saying, to be honest with you, it's in obedience to God and my mum. I mean, my mum, we had so much headache over this for the past how long? For the past 3 months before I started. Actually, this time last year, heated time in my house. Actually, not this time. This time I started. Um, Beginning of summer last year. When I just heated time in my house, and because summer was approaching. My mum was saying, I was working at the time. She was saying I should get back into my academics. But I really had no interest in doing it. But I believe that in honor and obedience to my mum, and I believe that God was prompting her, not just her doing it on her own accord. So I decided to do the course. What's going to come of it, I don't know. You know, God's plan is God's plan. I'm not going to try and work out every single step, and I'm not going to be obedient just because I don't understand what's going on. I'm doing it in obedience, and I believe that at the end, somehow, somewhere, God has some sort of plan that's going to unfold. It pains me, not because I'm doing it, because I have no big deal of spending the year doing something, because I've gained from it a lot. I've gained a lot about professionalism. I've learned a lot about just general stuff that I'm doing for the Right Life, for example, and other business ventures that I'm involved in. So it's not a bad thing. I've gained a lot, but it cost me 10 grand. Now I have 5 years to pay back 13 grand to Barclays, and I'm not going to use the qualification. It's a bit, it's a bit of a weird one for me. But again, God knows what He's doing in it. Let's see how it goes and see what happens. But problem is, because I had no actual desire for the course, and I believe that God gave me the course as well as the business that I'm working with and the business that I'm working on, hand in hand, to juggle. But to be honest with you, many times I dropped my course for the business and kind of just didn't pick it up. Just kind of left it there for now. That's my fault. That's my own bad. That's not because God gave me too much, but because I didn't do what I was meant to do. There were times when I should have been working harder and I didn't. That's my own fault. But now what I'm doing is, even though my teaching is finished, they've allowed me. Well, anyone can do it, but most people don't do it because they want to get the job straight away. I'm not jumping into the line of career. So it doesn't matter if it takes me 5 years. It's not going to take me 5 years though. I'm finishing my exams in February next year. So I'm going to get them all sorted out by February next year. I've got one next week, but then like the others, there's a couple others that I'm doing February next year. So yeah, that's how the career goes. In terms of what I'm doing with the company, the aim is to keep developing it. Hopefully, by God's grace, by the end of next year, I will be in a financial situation whereby I can work on it full time and pay myself a salary. So that's the aim. That's what the aim is. And I've been saying it a lot, haven't I? Snap, totally forgot about that. So I'm just trying to basically run with the vision and the plan that God has put in my path. you know, obviously I'm not perfect. So for example, my course, I should have finished it really and truly. I could have finished it. I could have focused. I could have put my head down. I could have, smashed the exams. I know I could have. People who know me very well know I could have. But um, I find it difficult to maintain an effort in something I have no interest, not interest in, but to maintain effort for something I haven't got a passion for. That's better. So I have an interest, but I don't have a passion for it. So even though I can sit down and talk about it and I can read about it, it's the kind of thing where you have to keep pushing me for me to stay in. And I'm learning that encouragement is a very, very important part of our lives, because a lot of the time um, I find myself not moving as fast as I want to move. And I blame nobody else, but I realize because I haven't got encouragement, I haven't got a support system. Not that I haven't got a support system, because I don't want to sound like my family not helping me. That's wrong. Like, I must say, my sister's very encouraging. Um, so it's not like, to be honest with you, when it comes to the right life, my mom's just my mom. To her, it's a website. Was it? She doesn't send, as they say. She doesn't. But for both my course, both business, my sister's very encouraging. So it's not like I have no encouragement. But I'm learning that as a person, I do a lot. I do depend a lot on other people to encourage me. Um, and it's not a bad thing, because in Romans 1:12, Paul mentions that he's writing the letter, and he says that that we may mutually encourage each other in the faith. So he's talking about you know sending letters and so on and so forth to mutually encourage the Romans, and so there's definitely a biblical um, necessity and for encouragement, um, and I'm learning that it's an all-round thing, because the more you're encouraged, um, I guess it's almost like fuel. You have more fuel to keep going, and yeah. So that's what I'm doing. The plan is to be driving by January latest. Um, People might say, why by January? I haven't got. Let's just say I have zero to my name, £0 to my name. So for me to have for me to drive and to have a car by January is it's more sensible than me saying by November, which is very unlikely. Um, so yeah, that's the aim, business wise. Well, I can't take the business aims. That's a bit, you know, that's a bit personal. Well, not really personal, but that's a bit confidential. But yeah, and I'm going to be reading hard body now till February for my exam. So at least when I go in there, I can smash the exams and not just pass. Um, so yeah, that's me. Time is gone. I hope I've made sense. And keep me in your prayers. Um, yeah, keep me in your prayers. And if you know people who are doing things, doing courses, encourage them. Anybody that you know that's doing a course, anything that anyone's doing, just go to somebody and encourage them. Tell them keep going. Ask them how it is and give them some encouragement. Tell them keep going. Let them know they can pass. Let them know they can, because I realize it's very necessary. It's very useful. Um, because many people slow down. It's not they stop. You slow down because of the lack of encouragement. So be an encouragement to somebody else. Have a lovely day. I apologize for the ums. I apologize for the digging of my nose. If I have dig, I haven't looked if I've done it, but if I have, I apologize. And I apologize for the moving of the camera to the top because of yeah. So have a great day. God bless, guys.